Welcome to Black Basterd Video Podcast. It's your host, Max Road, the video hunting shark, rewinding tapes, checking out trailers, and getting rid of videos we no longer want nor need. Let's also talk about recent pickups. I hope you enjoyed Alamaniacs episode 3 of season 2. Filmed just yesterday being Sunday. If you are in the San Francisco area, type into Google search, Google Maps, Alamany Boulevard. There's a flea market there that takes place on Sundays. I like to support the sellers. I want Alamany. I won't say Alamania. I want Alamania to remain forever. Okay, until the day I die, at least, and beyond. It's not all about me. The only way that Alamania is going to survive if people support. Okay, I mean, we live in some times where everything is very costly. And there are very few places that we can go to spend our money and feel that that it was, whatever we're buying is actually worth it and it's just not going to crumble to dust. You can find that at Alamany, and you can find that at thrift stores, certain thrift stores. Goodwill is, it's not a very good thrift store. At one time it was. You know, in the 90s, when you went to Goodwill, you were broke. That is no place that you wanted to be seen. Like, if you want to know the vibe of Goodwill, it's kind of like the same way they looked at that secondary mall in the movie Mallrats. It's just like, yo, this is a skeevy place to go. When did Goodwill become the place to go? I would say retro gaming and retro video hunters and retro throwback clothes, you know. It didn't just become a place where, hey, I gotta get my kids some shoes for the start of school, and I don't have much money, so I'm gonna take them to Goodwill and hope for the best. No, it became a place to go on the weekends to check out things from a bygone era. So yeah, I mean, that's exactly what the Alamany flea market is diving into a world of things that were either popular or overlooked at the time. This is a pickup yesterday. This right here. You would have got this at, holding it upside down. Good job. You would have got this at Wendy's back in 2001. I don't even know what it is. I know that it has some weight to it. See back for important safety information. 2001 Harvey Comics, Inc. We're gonna do an unboxing. Unboxing and wrapping it up. It's on eBay for $5, so it's not like, oh dude, you're gonna open this retro toy from 2001. It's still like, to me, for others, it's like, if you're 23, 24 years old right now, 20, going on 25, however, whatever. Just like, dude, I was 1 year old. I was, I was 1 year old in 2001. I was an entire grown up. I still feel blessed that when I look back on 2000, I'm just like, man, that was 25 years ago. There's a day that's gonna come if I am alive for the next 25 years. I'm like, oh, it's 50 years ago. 50 years ago, man. All right. This is so cool. I want to grab something. I want to grab two things that are related. I guess at this point I'm on the lookout for all things Casper. That's my guy. Not just my guys, plenty of guys and girls guy. The classic Casper font. I don't even know what the heck I'm looking at. Okay, I just slid the Casper thing, and now I can't get it to go back. All right. That's it? What is this? Am I supposed to collect a bunch of... Guess I'm on the lookout for the rest of the Casper gang. I'm gonna have to, look up a commercial on what exactly this is. Alright, let me get my other two Casper items. Guess we're doing a little show and tell. I thought you were gonna talk about Laserdisc. I thought you were gonna show us all your Laserdiscs, A to Z. I've been watching. You're still on D. This ain't a variety. I mean, this ain't a formatted show, okay? Because this ain't a show. This is a podcast. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I'm wild like that. I'm just now waking up, man. So if I'm stuttering and stammering over my words, it's because my brain is not operating. How cool is this? There's the Casper logo. It'd be a lot cooler if that light right there actually worked. I gotta replace these bulbs. This is the only one that works, which when you light it up, it's like a candle. And then when I bought it, it had this on it, which they came close, but they don't look the same as the original candle. Oh my God, you killed Casper. Casper's already dead. Okay. That's it. It's a lamp. Okay. I got a lot going on this desk. All right, then, lastly, Black Basterd coffee sip. We got Basterd board game. Is it a board game? It's not a board game. It's just some kind of, what is this? When Casper lights up, you win a chip. If there's commercials for these, I will play them. Yeah, I'm sure there's some guy on YouTube right now who showed you how to play this game, but I didn't buy it to play it. I just bought it for the artwork and the novelty. And for this little guy right here. But all the, they're all here. It's the ghost of Richie Rich, some say. See ya. You know, I've already shown you that I have Casper the Laser Disc. I have Casper, A Spirited Adventure. There's a post-credit. I'm watching The Wrong Guys. There is a post-credit. The Wrong Guys is one of those movies that you watched as a child, but never found yourself actually doing the things that you're watching in this movie. Like, I was never in the Boy Scouts. No, actually, I was in the Boy Scouts. I was in the ghetto Boy Scouts. What I mean by that is, we were in the Boy Scouts. Let me stop this. Go on. Wait. Let me get my guy out of here. Thanks for joining the podcast, Casper. All right. Yeah, I was in the ghetto Boy Scouts. What I mean by that is we didn't have any Boy Scouts clothes, badges, any of that. Well, we had, this is how it happened. All right. This is 1980. It's got to be 87. Yeah, it's got to be 87. I guess there's a program in the neighborhood, a Boy Scouts program of sorts. I don't know, man. This guy, he comes, picks us up in a van. This black guy. You say guy, I mean, how old could this guy have been? 19? 20?
There's nothing in the world like gold, you know that? Nothing in the world. A gold bar is smooth as skin and keeps shining and shining. It's beautiful. It has its own pure color like nothing else in this world. It never rusts. Did you know that? Never. It just keeps shining down there. I'm the only one that knows where it is.
Come on.
That's right.
Wait. Boron, there's no gold.
Shh, I'm the only one.
Brooke Shields. Hot piece of ass. Alright, so this guy comes, picks us up in a van. On my block, there's about 15 of us. Kids. Ranging from as young as 5 to as old as 9, 10. In that range. In my household, there's my mother, my grandmother, my sister, and me. Down the block at Miss Gordon's house, there's kids my age. Some I'm close with, some I just know, you know, I vaguely know, I'm familiar with. I had a friend named Romy. Romy had a brother named Johnny. Romy didn't want to join the Boy Scouts, but Johnny, he joined. Thank God. Van comes, picks us up. Within the van, there's other kids from the neighborhood, black kids, okay? This ain't, you know, this is what it is. Other brothers from the neighborhood. We're probably in a van of 8 to 9 young black boys with the 19-year-old scout leader. We don't know exactly what we're going to do. You know, obviously, you know, he has an itinerary he's going to stick to, or maybe not. I don't know. We head over to a place called Stern Grove here in San Francisco, where periodically there's concerts held, free concerts in the summertime. We go there and we meet other scouts, like other packs. I don't even know what the heck the term is. You know, it might be a pack from the Richmond district, a pack from the Sunset, a pack from Fillmore, a pack from anywhere around the city. I don't know. From Haight Street, you know, that we all converged on Stern Grove. And we're, you know, we're doing things like looking at slugs and doing bow and arrows, targets, or whatever the heck, you know, shooting bow and arrows. After hanging out with the other scouts for maybe an hour, we got up out of there and we're going to go do our thing, which I don't know what we're going to do. Come to find out, we're going to head over to the beach. We pull up to the beach, but not the beach. We pull up, if the beach is down here, we're on a cliff. The van is up on a cliff up here, right? Do I have a van to demonstrate? Yes, I do have a van to demonstrate. I have a van right here. So, the van pulls up. Van pulls up.
Just being friendly, it's good for business.
And we all pal out. We have to get down to the beach. As I'm telling this story, there's a beach on this movie, so strange. What we're gonna do is go play football on the beach.
I hear the stream.
I guess it's what scouts do. We play football on the beach. And maybe we'll find some sea life, or some crustaceans or something, you know. Maybe we're gonna collect starfish or something, I don't know. So we start making our way down this cliff that is legitimately...
I tried to walk to her, but my legs were stuck like in cement. I couldn't move.
Let's see if I can really get you guys to understand what I'm talking about.
We never had much.
Okay. There we
Seemed
go.
like everyone was always better off.
There we go.
All those kids were there. New clothes, fancy parties.
Now, the beach is not like how this van is, and it's like, oh, the beach is right there. No. I want you to
What's the future?
double the height of
Back and
this.
scraping the
Double the
pictures
scale.
of me waiting on the tables.
All of us start descending down this
I have to go get ready for work.
cliff. And we're doing a good job. But then it gets to a point where this cliff is a straight drop. Like it's just, it literally feels like a wall. The scout leader looks at us and goes, nah, we can't do this.
Who the hell cares?
This is dangerous.
What happened? Your eyes, somebody beat you up.
Let's turn around and go back up.
They took my stuff.
We all turn around and go back up. We start
Come on.
ascending
come into my
the
house.
cliff back to the van.
Yeah, I need a drink. Cocoa.
As I'm climbing up this, myself and the other kids, we're climbing up this literal wall. I look to the left of me,
You know what, Snapson?
and
Last night I dreamt about gold.
I looked at the other kids, and it looked like they were Spider-Man, literally walking up a wall. Before that, I'm doing exactly what they're doing.
I'm the only one.
But when I saw what they were doing, I froze. Because I saw exactly how dangerous this was.
These mountains come crashing down over the bottom.
That we're going to fall to our death.
And I grabbed hold of a hunk of wood that got tore out of the deck.
And I stopped. Froze.
Everything crashed.
I don't know any of these
Somebody
kids.
find you and rescue you?
No.
Except for Johnny,
It's hung on.
who's my best friend's brother.
Till I was washed ashore.
He's about 2 to 3 years older than me.
You know, we were supposed to be carrying
Johnny makes it to
Olivia. But what we was really carrying
where the van is
come from
and
the
disappears.
casinos.
I'm down here.
We were
Johnny
sneaking
is
in
above me,
gold
and he makes it and disappears. I'm stuck hanging on
It was the
for dear
Santa
life
Cruz.
to some branches, some twigs or something. I'm shaking.
I never told
I'm
that
gonna
man
fall
no
to my
one
death.
before. Never, never.
And I yell out for Johnny.
Truth, aren't you?
I got a lot of faults, but I ain't a liar.
Johnny's head appears.
What are we doing? Going to the light?
Johnny, I'm stuck. I need help, please. Okay, Malcolm, hold on. I'll be right back.
July 27th, 1946. Santa Cruz lost it.
This is where it's like, is it divine intervention? There was a tree planted years, God knows how many years before this day
20?
of my potential death.
Who was the captain?
Johnny broke a branch off this tree,
Sweet. His name was Sonic.
peered back over the cliff,
How many survivors?
put the branch down to me,
Sweet. Maybe it's not big
and
enough.
right when the branch appears,
And I never told because I
the
don't
twigs or ice plants or whatever I'm holding on to, they break and I begin to fall. I grab the branch at the exact time,
And I died.
and Johnny pulls me to safety.
What are you saying?
Now,
I think you're saying?
I was only
I'm gonna quit my
6
job.
years old. As time went on,
I don't know what.
I've had other near-death experiences. I'll never forget the first near-death experience. Now,
I don't know.
This is your chance to make
Johnny and Romy and the rest of the family, they moved away. No, we moved away first, and then they moved away. So by 1990, we weren't friends anymore. We weren't close friends anymore. Those days were over.
You have to stay sober, you understand?
Yeah.
Now,
Sober as a
much like this film right here, right?
I'm gonna hire you and your equipment.
This is one of those fever dreams where, remember this movie, these guys, Boy Scouts, and there was this huge pancake,
Oh, I thought you
And this dude was like, you can run, you can hide, but you won't get off this mountain alive. And you're trying to explain that to a friend, and it's like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. It's like, I think Louis Anderson was in it. This is a movie I probably saw at the same time, 6 or 7 years old. That near-death incident, I'm the only one who was there. I mean, Johnny was there, and I was there.
But if the bakers find out, I'm gonna get
Oh, let me go back just a little bit. The reason as to why the scout leader had us turn around is because the football, like he was holding, or somebody was holding, it fell. And the drop and how the football bounced all the way to the ocean, it gave him pause to be like, oh, that could be us. I'll never forget seeing that football fall down that cliff. And I believe we all had the same thought at the same exact time. Anyhow, there was basically, I'm saying there was nobody to corroborate my experience. So time just goes on. 87 turns to 88, 88 into 89, 89 into 1999, until 2005, 2006. Johnny and Romy visit the old neighborhood. And just like Louis Anderson in this movie, I essentially never left the old neighborhood.
Yeah, let's keep it that way. You got any other shoes? Yep. Put them on.
And I was very happy to see Johnny and Romy.
Right, Laura?
Yeah. Come on, Keith.
You know how you have those friends that time goes on, and there's things that you wanted to ask them or tell them, and you don't get a second chance?
Deep parfum. French perfume.
And you're just like, man, if I could just see this person again, I'd ask them this, and they'll have an answer. Me and Romy are chopping it up, talking about whatever. And I paused while Johnny was down the block, kind of near his old house. I paused and hollered at Johnny to come back and holler at me. I go, Johnny, you remember that time in the Boy Scouts? And Johnny just looked at me. He goes, you were dead that day, Malcolm.
Rich and fancy, is that what you want?
And I was like, it wasn't a fever dream. And I didn't, it wasn't embellished. It wasn't, I didn't make the story more colorful than what really happened. I was almost out of here at 6 years old in the Boy Scouts, or wherever the heck that was, the ghetto Boy Scouts.
Complaining already?
Great flick if you haven't seen The Wrong Guys.
They say you can't go home again.
Whoa! Indian fur! Ah!
They say you can't turn back the clock.
You wear a belt, you look really stacked.
They say it couldn't be done.
I guess I'll never see the old guys again.
But they never met the wrong guys.
We are the Owl Patrol, brave and true. From dawn till dusk, we'll
This is the story of the ultimate reunion.
Mount Whitehead? Site of Dan Seven's greatest adventure.
As the unorganized and the unruly
I think you guys are supposed to put those fizzies in a glass of water.
take on the untamed,
Get it off! Get it off!
the uncomfortable,
I'm in a death camp with Daniel Boone.
the unbalanced,
There's an escaped convict up here. He thinks we're the FBI.
You'll never get off that mountain alive!
and the unspeakable,
I'm gonna ride you like a Harley on a bad piece of rope.
in an unforgettable adventure.
It's a waterfall! Oh my God!
The wave that never ends. This is bitches!
What's gonna happen to me next? Bigfoot, volcanoes, scalp-crazed Mohegans?
You can take the kid out of the uniform.
You guys are dressed like women. Of course, I had a feeling about that.
Hey, wait a minute.
You can even take him out of the neighborhood.
You've got the wrong guys.
What? What?
Pardon? The wrong guys. But boys will be boys,
Who are you guys anyway? We're Cub Scouts.
even when they're the wrong guys.
Wet Gold. Great flick.
And I seen rich people come in there, men and women, and go busted over the turn of a car. I seen what greed does.
Good night, Samson. Good night, boss lady. Still passionate, kid. You do that again, you got to replay.
Let the 18 van just hang out on the pod. I keep getting texts, man. Jesus.
Nothing more than Baker's flunky. When you're on this boat, you do what I say. Let's get something straight.
Oh yeah, that Black Basterd coffee's hitting. Okay. We're just down. We are going down memory lane today. 3 for the road. This is up there like a great double feature for the. When I think about this film, I think about another film. This is a time period where me and my sister were best friends. What she watched, I watched. Had it not been for my older sister, I would not have experienced the 1980s in the way I have experienced the 1980s. I would go from 3 for the Road to Ferris Bueller's Day Off in one sitting. That's a great double feature for me. What does one have to do with the other? I don't know. Hey, there's 3 main characters, right? Sloane, Bueller, Cameron, and we got these characters. I don't know what their names are. Great movie though, man. Just one of those flicks, man. Damn. Sorry. Brooke Shields is in a bikini. How awesome is this? How authentic is this? This is the real deal. This is not a boot. I found this in the wild. It's about laser disc dude. This is the definition of a appreciation. Nah, kid, this is a boot. I fooled ya. This is a boot done by Mark, the video hunter of Ultimate Home Video. Contact him. Get your boot. This is another one of those kind of fever dream. I remember the movie. It was going to be a long time before I ever was going to see the movie on VHS. This is a hard to find. Ad Rock is embarrassed by this film. Ad Rock thought he was an actor. Ha! No, this is a staple. This is a memory of our childhood. If you grew up in the 80s, you remember this movie. It's one of those teenage melodramas. I knew the day I got old. I was 32 years old, 2013. And a movie called Attack the Block was on streaming. Now, what's crazy when I think about it, this is like some of the first movies I ever watched on streaming. This is one of the first movies I ever streamed, was the Attack the Block. And I didn't identify with any of those kids in that movie. I knew it was over for me, man. that teenage. We're not doing anything wrong. We're just kids trying to have fun. I was like, shut up. And I was just like those kids in Attack the Block. 10 years before that movie came out. And I was like, oh man, I've turned into an adult. Is that a good thing? When you cross over to adulthood? There's nothing worse than being like, that's what you see with a lot of meth heads. You know, 35-year-old meth head wearing his hat backwards in some dirty Jordans with a skateboard, a backpack, eating Fruity Pebbles and coloring in a coloring book. Like, man, you need to take a shower and fill out some applications, man. All right, here we go. We're still on D's. D's nuts. Disclosure. And even as we go through these laser discs, dude, we're still going to kind of decide on whether we want to keep them or not. Frankly, I don't want to get rid of any of my laser discs. It's hard, man. Dog Day. Dog Day after that. What a cover. The simplicity. The simplistic nature of the cover. I think I looked this up on eBay and I couldn't believe how low it was going for. Like, man, F you. This is a great movie. This should be a $50 laser disc. Give me a quote from that movie. The dishes are done, dude. We got Dr. Strangelove. This is a great cover. This is the best cover of this film. It doesn't get any better than that. I'm kidding. This is the best cover right here. How boss is that? Huh? A friend of mine had this poster on his wall back in the year 1998 when I first started smoking weed. My friend had the bomb is bomb, bomb diggity bomb, that 90s bomb. And yeah, this poster was right behind his couch in his room. And yeah, I used to trip out on it. I trip out on this and this Jimi Hendrix poster that I was so blitzkrieg that the poster was talking to me. Jesus, those are good days, man. Yeah, rotting my brain were good days. Man, when they say the first time is, there's nothing like the first time, it's true. Now, it took me 27 years to realize I would never get back to the feeling I had in those days of being 16 years old with some, you know, whatever job with your little buck car. And, you know, no one's relying on you. No one cares where you are, really. Your conscience is free at that point in life. And black lights and lava lamps and black light posters and bongs and containers to hide your weed in. Those are the biggest things in life. And going to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert or a rave, it's nothing like those days, man. All right, we got Dracula. You cannot repeat those days, man. There's better days in your future than trying to repeat the days of, you know, the carefree days of being a teenager. You know what's wild about being a teenager is you have a total of 7 years to be a teenager. That's it. 7. Right? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And it's over. You're a teenager for 7 years. Bring it back. You know what they are. PC. All right, that was out of order. That was out of line. Dracula. The Frank Angela Dracula. You know, when I see this guy old, I didn't know it was this guy. Like, man, he looks like completely different as an old man. Oh, imagine that. You don't look the same as you did when you were a kid. We got Dracula. Damn, dude. What? How many Draculas you got, bro? I think that was 3 Draculas. Bro, how many Draculas you need, dude? It's the same story, bro. It's the same, like, mythology. It's not the same story. Okay? I want to keep it. Just never been compelled to watch it. We got Dress to Kill. Imagine this is full screen because we got Dress to Kill that is widescreen. This is going to be one long season because there's... Whew, Jesus, man. Now I'm going to go out and cop some more today. I used to count my laser discs. I'm pushing 2,000 laser discs. I know it.
Hey, partner.
Last time I counted was at 14 to 1,500, and that was a year ago, a year or two ago.
But I spent a lot of my life in jail.
We got Drugstore Cowboy. This is how you end up in the end.
They gave me 10 years.
You don't want to be a professional drug addict.
And well, once you've been in jail, it's hard to stay out.
This movie was very... The realest scene to me in this movie, Drugstore Cowboy. This is a spoiler, but it's not really.
What I want? I want a place of my own. That's what I want.
My guy, he wises up and sobers up. She doesn't. She stays in the game.
I could show him some respect. Make him feel he's got a home.
She comes and visits him in the halfway house or the SRO.
Something like that.
And she just looks at him as a square now because that's exactly what he is. Like, there's nothing appealing about him. But she was, the tie that bind them was getting high. And she walks out of his life to stay in the game, to stay in the dope game. And when she walks away, you know, man, she ain't gonna live too much longer. You don't know this. You know how things go, you know. And if she does live longer than the age he is at that moment, it's like she's gonna be a shell of the person she once was. There's nothing left. And you're left to wonder, much like Carlito's Way. You know, we think that Carlito died at the end of Carlito's Way. You don't know. Maybe they did patch him up. You don't know if he makes it. I don't think he made it. We got DuckTales. We got DuckTales.
Hey, Johnson! Need you to help me? What? You gotta do this?
Yes, I know how to.
Let me ask you a question.
All right, just make sure it's secure.
Is this overkill? 2 dumbbells? Nah, man, you're good, dude. Oh, I'm good with 2 dumbbells? How about now? This is overkill, right? No, it's not. Because they're not the same. They don't have the same aesthetic. This, of course, has that retro Walt Disney aesthetic. This is an original full-length, newly restored and remastered theatrical cut. Artwork's different, not the same. This is the one where, it's kind of overkilly. I wouldn't get rid of it. My whole thing about Laserdisc is, like, I don't like getting rid of them because it's like, I bought that Laserdisc that day for a reason, okay? I would never, how can I say this, man? Like,
It has to be strictly business between you and me, Keating.
Okay.
just because I've gone into the future and I'm not different from the guy who bought that Laserdisc that day. I'm the same guy. Okay, I'm not just going to change because, you know, 2 years have gone by. There was a reason as to why you bought that LD that day. Maybe right now in the moment you don't remember why. Which one's a better cover? This one, if an LD cover can talk, bet your motor running, headed on the highway. This one is just bad. I mean, bad meaning good. Not bad meaning bad. Alright, as you can see, we crossed over into the E's. Yeah, the E. Birds and the Bees. Edward Scissorhands. Great cover. The back is cool. Like, we got snow on the front. It's cold in the front. Sun shining on the back. Hey, it's Cinco de Mayo. Maybe I should watch El Mariachi. Yeah. I've been watching, all right. I went on the Elvis rabbit hole in 2005. And there was no one here. I had no one to share my geekdom with, right? Everyone that I'm around is listening to music of the times, you know? And I'm like, this dude is the best. This is the best, but I had no one to talk to, man. YouTube, 20 years into the future, you can go on YouTube and they're watching, when I say they, I mean young to old people, right? Older people. They're watching. They're doing reactions to Elvis from a lot of times from this. From this is what is it called? That's the way it is. And I'm like, yo, it's wild. Like, I wish I had you guys as YouTube friends back in, even though I don't know you guys. I wish I had someone to relate to or geeked out the way I geek out to Elvis back then. But I love to watch these reactors have that same reaction that I had back then. That's a beautiful thing about reaction channels, man. You're like, I'm not alone in my fascination. I used to watch Emmanuel late night. Emmanuel is like, they can make an Emmanuel right now. Emmanuel is not, it's like, she's the James Bond of sultry adult cinema. Like, Emmanuel, you gonna see some, not just some boobs, you gonna see some bush. And I mean back in the day when you couldn't just see bush and boobs in no particular order. You just couldn't turn on the TV or turn on, pull up a site and watch that. You had to wait for Emmanuel to come on Cinemax at 11 p.m. This movie's batshit crazy right here. Alright, I can't do it. Super vibes right here, man. Super vibes. I'm more into this than Endless Summer. If you want a good double feature, you want a triple feature, you want a quadruple feature, you go Big Wednesday into Come my lady, come my baby. Jesus. Into North Shore, into Point Break, into Endless Summer. Yeah, 2. Not number 1, but number 2. But if you want a quintuplet, how you say it? If you want a 5 sequel, then you put on Endless Summer, the first one, into Big Wednesday, into North Shore, into Point Break, into Endless Summer 2. And to bring it all in, you ended with Surfing for Life. It's about old people who surf. That keeps them alive. Those are my summer movies. What's your summer crack off movie? What do you like? What's the movie that's like, all right, it's summertime? Like a fall movie for me is The Goonies. Like, it's the fall when you throw on The Goonies. I like to watch Meatballs. Yeah. Are you ready for the summer? Are you ready for the... I don't know the words, but... I would never watch this, but I'll never get rid of it. There's movies, and then there's background movies. This is a background movie that can become a frontground movie, You could be like, man, I don't even plan on watching this shit. You know what I'm saying, You find yourself watching The English Patient. A great Brendan Fraser double feature. I'm always with the double features. I'm gonna tell you something in a moment about how I like to watch movies. I'll tell you 2 ways in which I like to watch a movie. Double feature. Encino Man into George of the Jungle. Great double feature. Alright, how I like to watch movies, right? The first one is kind of easy. Is, let's say we're watching Brooke Shield here, right? Then the next movie has to be a Brooke Shield. You got to choose. Brooke Shield or Burgess Meredith, right? So I go from Brooke Shield in Wet Gold to Blue Lagoon. But I probably would have gone the other way. I would have started with Blue Lagoon into Wet Gold. And then whoever's in Blue Lagoon, right? You got to find a movie that they're in. And you just keep jumping. Like, whoever the co-star, or you can continue with Brooke Shields. Be like, yo, I'm going to go from Blue Lagoon to Wet Gold to Freeway. You know, we're just watching Brooke Shield movie, but we can also just go. We go from Wet Gold, and we do all co-stars. So Burgess Meredith, and then we find a Burgess Meredith movie. Did Burgess Meredith, was he ever a leading man in a movie? But it's just like, yo, we just keep bouncing from co-star to co-star. It turns because sometimes, man, you're just like, I got so many movies, I don't even know what to watch. I have no idea what to watch next, you know? So this kind of gives you a, you know, it just turns like watching movies into this kind of game, whatever. And another way I watch movies is, let's say a movie takes place in Las Vegas. Like the movie that I picked, it starts in Las Vegas. The next movie I picked has to be in Las Vegas. If it ends in Las Vegas, the next movie I get begins in Las Vegas. And I will not be able to get out of Las Vegas until our characters are leaving Las Vegas. So like at the end of, let's say at the end of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, he's going back to Cali. So at least I know he's leaving Las Vegas, and next movie I start can be in California. So maybe I'll throw on Swingers. But boom, Swingers, I believe Swingers ends in Las Vegas, right? Or no, it ends in LA. So we can go back to Vegas and go back to LA. It's just, you know. Sometimes you get stuck though. Sometimes it's just like, either I ran out of movies or they went to a destination that there's no other movie that's out here and I'm just stuck out here, right? Whatever. Enter the Dragon. Like, if I watch Enter the Dragon, I'm going to be stuck in Hong Kong for a long time. We got Eraserhead. Great flick. Great flipping frick. We got Escape from New York. We got Escape from New York. I reach for the full screen one more than I reach for the widescreen. We got Escape from LA. I gotta get that E.T. box set.
You're making it difficult.
This is nice though. This is great. Not just nice, this is great. All right, this is our last, and then, yeah, I can keep on going, but let's just go ahead and end it with Explorers. This is one of those movies where you just, I want more. There's got to be more to this movie, man. It's just, it's magical, but then it's not. I think we wanted to hang out in the world, in the 80s world that they were in, the kids' world, more than we did.
We used to talk sometimes all night. They're so close to anything.
It's just like the characters in the movie. They wanted more. You know, Ethan Hawke's character, it's like, this is it?
But we're both unhappy.
Yeah, that is it. All right, thanks for tuning into the Black Bastard Video Podcast. Your host, Max Road, the Video Hunting Shark. We didn't rewind those tapes. We didn't check out trailers. And we kept every single laser disc I ran through.